I'm Trinity. And I'm Sarah.
And I'm Emma.
And welcome to Kingdom Kids. We're gonna do some dancing. Dancing. All right. Do it.
I'm watching you.
Do the thing. Make it whoosh into the next scene, so that we can do some dancing.
Are you sitting in the belly of a well-gone man, and you turn your back on his wish, his will for your life? Have you made him sad? Do you want to get out of the big fish? Listen to God and follow his plan, and you won't be part of the main dish. He'll spit you out on the dry land. Spit you out on the dry land. Short of a load now, brother, you're one shot away from a bullseye. You are missing the mark on your spiritual walk. Started walking away, now you're sinking into the deep. Wake up from the sleep, see you're one fry short of a happy meal. You are incomplete by your own deceit. You turned your back, now you're gone swimming. Listen to God and follow his plan, and you won't be part of the main dish. He'll spit you out on the dry land. Spit you out on the dry land. You're sinking low, how low can you go? So low that you don't know which way to go, to the truth or to the dare. If you take the dare, then you'll be swallowed there. Under the truth, then you will find that a rescuer arrived just in time to pick you up back on your feet. Obedience is neat. Are you in the big fish, sitting in the belly of a world gone mad, and you turn your back on his wish? Are you making him sad? Do you want to get out of the big fish? Listen to God and follow his plan, and you won't be part of the main dish. He'll spit you out on the dry land. Spit you out on the dry land.
When temptation's big and my faith seems small, I remember to surrender to the one who's able to deliver me, my shield and my defender.
They may look big, they may look tall, but the bigger they come, the harder they fall. They may look big, they may look tall, but the bigger they come, the harder
hold my future, and your love will last forever and ever. All will fade away. Jesus, you remain. Jesus, you are unshakable. Jesus, your love's unbreakable, faithful. You never change. Higher, you are untoppable, stronger. You are unstoppable. All will fade away. Jesus, you remain. Help me to stand. You are my armor. My life's in your hands. You're my defender. All will fade away. Jesus, you remain. Oh, Jesus, you are unshakable. Jesus, your love's unbreakable, faithful. You never change. Higher, you are untoppable, stronger. You are unstoppable. All will fade away. Jesus, you remain. May my life be an offering. To every breath, every song I sing. Honor and glory are yours, my King. Forever and ever and ever and ever. Oh, Jesus, you are unshakable. Jesus, your love's unbreakable, faithful. You never change. Higher, you are untoppable, stronger. You are unstoppable. All will fade away. Jesus, you
Pain and grief tore at the prophet Jeremiah as he watched his beloved people worship other gods and refused to turn back to the one true God. The sorrowful prophet had been met with rejection, imprisonment, banishment, false accusations, and physical brutality because of the message God had sent him to deliver. Now, destruction was moving swiftly toward the nation of Israel at the hands of an invading army. Again, the Lord warned through Jeremiah, "Your city and anyone who remains in it will be destroyed by the Babylonians." But God showed mercy by adding, "But if you leave now and throw yourselves upon the pity of the Chaldeans, your lives will be spared." When the king's officials heard the words of the prophet, they were filled with anger. Losing to the Babylonian king was not part of their plan and not at all what they wanted to hear. They accused Jeremiah before the king. He is a liar, and he is bringing everyone's spirits down. If we do not get rid of him, the soldiers will give up fighting, and we will lose the city to the Babylonians. Kill him. So the king carelessly agreed. Go ahead and do whatever you want with him. When the king's officials found Jeremiah, they seized him and threw him into a broken and empty cistern, where he began to sink into the deep mud and was left to die. But although Jeremiah was the only man sitting in the mire of that dark and empty cistern, he was not alone. God was with him, and his pain did not go unnoticed. An Ethiopian servant in the king's house named Ebed-Melech heard of the injustice of Jeremiah's situation and went to the king saying, "Please have mercy on Jeremiah, for he has been dealt with unfairly. He will die if he is left in the cistern much longer." This time the king decided to stand up for Jeremiah. He commanded the Ethiopian, "Hurry, take 30 men and lift him out of the cistern before anything worse happens to him." Ebed-Melech responded immediately. He believed the words of God spoken through the prophet and risked his own life in order to save Jeremiah. This act of bravery and selflessness would later be rewarded when his own life was spared during the destruction of the city. God praised him for his faithful actions. "I will surely save you, because you have trusted in me." The men pulled Jeremiah out of the damp, deep cistern. He was cold, hungry, and covered with mud. They placed him in the custody of the palace prison, where he remained until the king called for him to meet at the temple. The king said to Jeremiah, "I need to hear from God about what is happening. Please tell me everything. Hold nothing back." Jeremiah knew the king did not want the truth, but only wanted to hear what pleased him. So he said to the king, "You will surely kill me for what I am about to say, and you won't heed my words anyway." The king insisted he would not hurt the prophet. Jeremiah did not trust the vows of a fickle and cowardly king, but he did trust in God. So with courage and determination, he once again presented the harsh truth of certain judgment and gave a strict warning despite the deadly risk.
So the story of Jeremiah is all about listening. Who here likes to listen? Not me all the time. Teresa's shaking her head back there. Who here likes to listen and obey and do what you're told to do? I know I don't always. And I definitely know that my kids don't always. In fact, I sometimes have to tell them 2 or 3 times do the same thing, like put away your clothes. Who loves putting away their clothes? I do, because it keeps my room clean. But I know a lot of people that don't. Well, Jeremiah had special instructions, and he had to listen. And the whole story of Jeremiah is about listening and obeying, listening and doing. See, this is us right here. The water is us. And this is God. And He's on top of us. There's God. And He gives us special instructions, and the food coloring are His words. And as you can see, His words are coming down into us. But if we don't do, it will just sit at the bottom. But the moment we start listening, it spreads. It doesn't only affect us. It changes our lives. Obedience and doing what God asks us to do changes our lives. And Jeremiah was all about teaching us how to do what God tells us to do. And it changes. It changed the lives of the people around him. It changed the lives of the nation, and it changes. And so when we obey, it changes our life, and it can change the lives of our parents and even your grandparents. How amazing is that? Obedience can bring a big blessing and bless not just us, but the other people around us. So remember, when you listen to God, when you hear his words, do what he says, because that is so important.
Jeremiah loved the true God, was a good friend of mine. I never edited a single word he said, but I helped him ink his lines. And it always had me write them down twice. Sing, boy, tell the world. Oh, my voice unfurls now. Boy, tell the visions that they need to see. God to you from me. If I were the king in the wall, I'd tell you what I'd do. I'd throw away the false little gods and the war and make peace. It's up to you. Sing it now. Boy, tell the world. All the golden world now. Boy, tell them issues that they need to see. Boy, it's you and me. You know I'm not courageous. I'd love to have more fire. I'm no high-five scribe or any painter's writer. My name's Ruth, the son of Uriah. I said the main dude it was Jeremiah. Sing it, boy, tell the world. All the choices theirs now. Boy, tell them this is it, believe you me. Boy, it's true indeed. Boy, tell the world. All my voice unfurls. Boy, tell the world. Boy, it's you and me. Boy, tell the world. All the choices theirs now. Boy, tell them this is it, believe you me. Boy, it's true indeed. Boy, tell the world. Boy, it's true indeed. You know I said, boy, tell the world. All the golden world now.
Thank you guys so much for joining us today with Kingdom Kids. So I'm going to pray and then we will say goodbye. Okay. Dear Lord, I just thank you for this wonderful day we could have with the kids, and I just pray a protection over them and that they would have a lovely week and weekend if that's when they're watching this. In your name. Amen. All right. See you guys. See you later. Bye. Adios.